not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter on.
Okay, what up? We have big upgrades. We spent all our FE, all of it, but in return, we finally have 100% uptime on our ultimates. Thank goodness. Oh, we do have some FE coming back in, so that's good. We're going to be farming some cube today, and now that we have 100% uptime on our ultimate, I kind of want to... It might be time to start scaling the damage. So I have two ways I have two routes I can take this. So just two routes. I can go A. What's the first route? The first route would be going levels to minion, like the skills and all of that, and scaling the damage that way. The second route would then be... Oh, what are y'all doing? The second route would be, instead of scaling the damage, make it more, give myself more uptime, because right now, if they were to walk out of range from my passive, they actually could lose ultimate. It's not for a long time, but they will lose ultimates. Right, so it will happen. Another thing is I will probably need to switch to ES so that I can use the pieces that will give my minions growth, because growth is going to be a big multiplier for them in the long run. So the uniques that all give growth are all ES unique, so I can't scale armor and it, so I'd have to make a decision. But to do that, I think I'm going to need to invest in like a seal conversion so I can actually use force start and stuff. We'll have to see how that goes. Have to see. I still have like the old ES gear I was giving a try. But overall, I think that version would be on the squishier side, sadly. Unless I had to do something else like my... Unless I had to do something else with my... What you call this thing again? With my candles, that's what I was trying to think of. Unless I had to do something else with my candles. Then, you know...
Don't worry.
What the fuck? Am I lagging?
What comes, goes.
What the fuck?
The void refuses to take me.
Did I lag or something? What was that? Yo, hear me okay? Bro, what the hell?
Don't worry. That world is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness.
But yeah, we're going to have to start scaling the damage a lot more. I know just the ways to do it too. I would like to switch to a muskets. I think that would be my end game weapon of choice, because I think it gives a lot of value to, like, as with isomorphic arms, I believe it's called.
Many final moments like that.
The code will not let your efforts go in vain.
I mean, got FE. We've also been sustaining our beacons pretty well. Like, I'll be honest, like, kind of impressive how well we've been sustaining it. Like, once I bought the 20 something beacons, I've just been going. Like, granted, I'm not still on 20 something, so like eventually I probably run out, but so far so good. The only time they lose ultimate is when they walk out of range of my thing, which is why I want to make it more... Like right now, we are at the cusp of where it could be 100% if everything remains equal. So I just need to tilt it slightly in my favor again, and we should be fine. Like if I make my passive tick faster, because right now it's like 12 seconds, 12 seconds. If I take away a tick, that becomes 8 seconds to fully stack, and so I can have like them being out of the area for 4 seconds, and they still have like perma uptime. So I think that is going to be my next upgrade, which is going to be a candle. And then once that is done, it feels good to have consistent damage, to be honest. It could be more consistent because like that guy right now doesn't have ulti. He's gonna get ulti before long because of the way it works right now, but still, like it still has, you know, moments where it's like, yeah, I see it and I see why. But I think now I can actually complete 8 ones. Thank goodness too. It's about time we went up in price. How down bad are you really? Oh, very. You're solo queuing Deadlock. The game you said you didn't like enough to solo queue. Good luck.
I hope we can be friends once you've turned to us.
My dude is just having zero fun. Why on earth is he doing that? The problem with that boss fight was it turned off my passive. There's nothing you can do about uptime when you have stuff turning off your passive like that. Except you can just turn it back on. You wanna watch us fail a greed again? Oh. I failed way more greeds than I've passed, so I always expect to fail it at this point. So what are you solo queuing in Deadlock? Are you playing ranked? Is this your first ranked game? Do you feel brave enough to try ranked? He's actually going ranked. GG. I finally have consistency in my damage. Like I can actually just move around and shit is dying. Like I don't have to wait until... Why are you alive? Aren't you supposed to be dead? Oh, you teleport. Now you're dead. Fuck you. That was like... I left thinking everything there was dead. But he wasn't.
Is not scary. It's just a long, long time of loneliness. Don't worry, we're still making preparations.
By the way, Arcane, there is one upgrade that I overestimated the price of that I probably shouldn't have. That I just like, if I went this, the transition to where I am now would have been a lot smoother in terms of having perma uptime on their ultimates. Though now I do have to worry about their CDR for said ultimates. Oh, I need to start worrying about it. Because now that they have permanent uptime with their full bloom, that means their only downside is that they have cooldown on the ability, and as such, we can just scale cooldown recovery for that as a big multi. Like I said, we be feeling these greeds like it's no man's business. They say it's 50-50. I say no, it's not, my guy. That shit is not 50-50. But again, it's also just this season I've been very unlucky with greeds. It's just this season. Like last, it wasn't nearly as bad. I still think overall I prefer Miss. I almost prefer farming Misfill. But Cube has actually been a decent chunk of money. Like I don't say surprisingly so because I kind of expected it to be, but it's been good money. I think whatever the weapon I get is, I need to find a way to add, like it needs to have minion skill area. I also need to figure out if I can use a rod and a pistol alongside each other. I assume no, but it's worth checking out, I think. So those were beacons. I've also been getting a lot of cubes, to be fair. Like I typically don't get this many golden cubes, so maybe they made it more like easier to land the golden cube because maybe they increase its weighting or reduce its weight, increase its weighting, which would make it easier to hit. Maybe. Let's try farming an 8-1. Let's just try it. See how it feels. Can I do 8-1s now? Let's get ulti first. Oh yeah, I can. Can actually farm 8-1s now. Big. Let's go into the talents. Here I have skill area. I'm going to remove that. And then instead I'm going to have you go here. It is now more important that they use their enhanced skill instead of their basic skill more than ever. This is gonna be a tanky enemy. Why are y'all getting distracted? Focus him! I swear their teleport skill is very bugged. Or it's I wanna say it's not it. The one that's meant to make them make them go to the highest prioritize the highest rarity, it barely ever works. Bruh. That took forever. Maybe that's a sign to not go to 8-1s yet. Ow. I'm frozen. Why the fuck am I frozen? Yeah, I'm not ready for casually farming 8-1s. I don't think so, at least. But we have another one. Like right now, this is meant to teleport them to like attack the highest rarity enemy in range or something, but it doesn't always work that way. So I'm gonna try some. It's going to be lower highs, but it should be more ultis. I'm not seeing the big numbers anymore. Is it just me? Yeah, now I do. Okay. I'm gonna try something. I wanna see if gear, weapon, pistol. It has to be one FE. I'm not gonna use it. I just want to see something. I want to see if I can use this alongside my stuff. Oh, okay, no, I can't. Never mind. I was like, why did he even tell me to which one to use? Okay, cool. So in that case, give me a second real quick. All right, where were we? So in that case, the real best in slot for me might end up just being the muskets, because the problem I have with muskets is it doesn't give any skill area, which I really want skill area. And the reason I really want skill area is it will help the minions and it's helped me. Whereas with using a side wand, I'm able to still get, you know, area. But the moment I go gun, I think that limits the offhands I can use with it. Like, I don't think I can use a pistol. I can't use any of the wands with it. I can use like one cane scepter rod with each other. I can use a pistol with a second pistol, I assume. Then I can just use one-handed weapons with maybe other melee one-handed weapons. And I assume it's the same here. What does a bow have? I haven't actually looked at a bow. I don't know what affixes it has. CSD attack crit rating for this gear. Nothing impressive here yet. Nothing impressive. So there's no reason to go bow. But yeah, the reason we would be going muskets is I think I did the math, and being able to use like this and pairing it with this will actually be insane for them. It would actually be insane. And this, for a musket, it's an advanced affix, so I can actually use it right now if I wanted to. I could craft a musket and see what the damage looks like. Let's just try something. It's not like I lose out on anything. All right, let's try muskets. It's a two-hander. I think it's this. Item level 82, 85. Confirm search. What about you? Yeah, something like this. This will be quite the, I guess, experiment, should I say? Anyways, T2, T2. Either all works. But only T2s are allowed. I just now realized it's using two emblems. It's 6%. Not ideal, but it is what it is. But here we want base fire, base cold. These will give us the highest consistent numbers. We could also go base lightning as well. Shit. Okay. Okay. Then we want affliction effect. Come on, just give me. Okay. Did you really bottom, bruh? Just for that. Going to reroll for it. Jesus. Maybe I shouldn't have because this is just a test, right? But yeah, I wanted to find out. Flame sand, price check, trade search. One for 9999. Why is there a warning? It's not like they can list more than 999 for it. It's not like I'm spending 999. It's not like I'm doing this. Okay, cool. Better. Then we'll go for elemental damage or elemental damage, I guess. Okay, cool. We're gonna use this. I'm going to see what our damage looks like on the dummy. No way this was like this for my last map, right? Surely it wasn't. Let's get ulti first. $300. Okay, let's go. We're seeing 6 mil ticks, 8.5 mil, 7.8. That's their aura. Then that increases to 100 and something plus mil once they throw their ultimates. It's a lot more damage. It's a lot more damage. But what do I lose for it? I'm losing minion skill area. That's the biggest one that bothers me. Losing minion skill area. As for this one, I lose this reap. But I have Reap in Agony, so it's like it's not as big of a deal. But the biggest thing I think I lose, aside all the strength, is just area, which is a shame that I end up losing. Right? It's a damn shame, but it is what it is. There are no two better. There are no two better advanced affixes than these two as multipliers. So let's run a map and let's see what this feels like. Kind of looks cool being a summoner holding a freaking musket. That much kind of looks cool. Like, I could use his staff, but I'm gonna blow your brains out instead. Or I'm gonna give my minions the weapon to blow your brains out. How's that? In the long run, I also lose a 60% multiplicative effect on my ultimate though. With like by losing ultimate affixes, right? Yo, but the damage feels so good. Like it genuinely just feels good. FEs. Thank you very much.
The code record is dead for you.
Ah. So do I keep the musket or not? This would be nice if they were using the gun to like add, like they're adding damage to their spells as well. But it doesn't matter as much because I guess they have negative, they have less hit damage taken, right? Okay, this is loud. Who is he playing? Oh, he's playing Mirage. Interesting. All right. Where was I? I was thinking about my life. That's what I was doing. Also, I low-key want to try dream crafting
Releasing a cat from a box.
this spirit ring.
Alive? Are you still awake?
And in the ideal universe, I want minimum growth. I want this one. Lucky dream. Oh, I don't have. Never mind. I don't want to do that. Loki. So am I actually going to switch or am I going to leave it as is? It's a big damage upgrade. 100%. And I feel like it just has better stats for the build. What is the alternative? Let's try to find the alternative here. Let's try. In the late game, in the very late game, we need to also remember we are losing this, which is a multiplicative ultimate damage boost, 60% multi on that ultimate, on the damage from my ultimate. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 60% multi from nowhere is kind of huge. And we also lose area. So in the late game, it is entirely possible we want to run 2 1s. The only problem with running 2 1s, the biggest problem running 2 1s is then we can't use isomorphic arms, because like why wouldn't give them, like, you're giving them minion skill area, so why anything else? I would rather, and the problem is this is the only place this multi grows comes, by the way, but I would rather have like a staff that I could give them like direct damage to, like, let's say their base damage or whatever for ignite, and not only that, we also have access to like those affixes, but it's not possible. This I think is decent because of this guy, but that's personal use. They wouldn't get anything out of it. So yeah, these are the options we have, and then of course we can always just go like a sword. We can do something like a sword. The sword also has all of these. It has main hand weapon damage as basic knight. It has affliction effect. It has a lot of good stuff on it. If you wanted skill crit, it's an easy source for crits. For me right now, I guess this would be the, those two would be, oh, this is also a 60% multi though that you just give them. So this can kind of replace the affix I was talking about, so long as you're hitting life and not ES. I don't have to differentiate, so I probably wouldn't go for that. I'd rather just do the 60% pen as well as this if I had to, and then for advanced I'd go this and either go strength or like a crit affix, which if I go crit, that's the last suffix, and then I have to settle for all these basics. Well, these would be useless. Well, no, they're not useless because of this. Oh yeah, they're not useless. So you get two of these, you'd get this, and that's it for the suffixes. You don't want stats if you have the choice. But then there's no difference between this and just going in muskets as an example. There really is no difference. It's still the same thing, except this is now an advanced affix, and you don't have access to the ultimate affixes the sword had. So I guess in many ways it's like, is that really that big of a deal? Because you already have the two suffixes you care about, which is this and this, and then everything else is like affliction is where it's on both sides. Double this. Crit, you could still go for it. Chance to multi, no, they use spells, so multi-strike doesn't do shit. Then it'd just be elemental damage or something. It'd be exactly what I have right now, except you would have some ultimate affixes in the form of like, well, this is not even an ultimate, so I guess that's the difference. This does not have an ultimate that is good, whereas the other one did. Yeah, this one had a different. No, this one just had affliction here. Oh, never mind. It doesn't really have a third one. It's the same. So yeah, I think that kind of rules out sword and muskets. I would say muskets is one better because maybe it has slightly less mods to work with. It doesn't need this as an ultimate affix is the biggest thing for the muskets over the sword. Roll wise, they're all the same. Now for something like the tin staff, this would be huge. The spell skills, and this would be nice, and this would be awesome. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go for like these two. Like these two. Maybe this would allow me to drop the candle and get more damage from there, but eh. But then in terms of suffixes, only thing you can do is maybe go crit for advanced. Like literally only has 2 advanced affixes for suffixes. This one struggles with advanced affixes, and the rod is well, with the rod we have quite a few what's it called, we have quite a few things we can go. We can go 1, this would be the best, and then for the second ultimate affix we maybe go for this. No, we'll go for this guy. Only problem is this is 30%, but I can have two rods, so that's 60% all the same. Same with this would end up being 120% multiplicative because we have it on both weapons. For advanced, we have minion skill area. That's a no-brainer. It's always going to be there. There is no universe where I don't use minion skill area. And then for the second advanced, we wouldn't even go for this. We'd probably end up going for... Honestly, we might end up going for enhanced skill or chance to use enhanced skill. Either or works. And then last but not least, the basics. If we went 1, 2. We have one more suffix, which would then be minion damage would be 3. And then for here, it's just 1. I said 1, 2. Okay, cool. So then here would be 1, 2, and then pick something here. Base cold damage, just so they freeze. Or fire damage. We wouldn't be scaling base ignite like we might have wanted to, but I mean, this is a big multi in and of itself, so it should end up working out, because then we have the 120% multi here and we have the 60% multi here, and then this would just help us cut away from some enhanced skill elsewhere. And of course, with this setup, we'd also full send ES. We would probably try to get these 3 uniques. Where are they? These guys, maybe less so you, but like these 2, because this one just give 100% growth at all times, and this will give 80 growth at all times, so like 180 growth more or less. This might be an issue because they would consistently take this, because I would probably reserve my life. I wouldn't be at full life, and so long as I'm not on full life, and so long as I wouldn't be on full life, then you know they would constantly take the damage. But I guess I mean, with how much damage reduction they have, it shouldn't be anything too serious, but it's just they will probably die. 50k in fairness, only 2 in PvE. I mean, somebody has to kill the monsters, and his flames are right for the job. What, you want the monsters to just live? They can't. You can't have that. We can't have that. They're alive? Nah, G. Nah, get good. I'm joking. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You can't really force him to participate if he's not participating, unless you want to, you know, take it upon yourself in comms or something. So honestly, with the way it's looking, we might end up doing something like orders. No, like orders would be ideal. Actually, no, shrink back, bruh. Let's actually just fill out this tree, shall we? Let's fill out this tree. As much cooldown recovery as we can muster up. If I can avoid these points, I 100% want to. So we go shrink back because we orders, I would have to go shrink back or candles, but I'd probably want to go double minus min candles, or even just level on one of my candles, and getting that with shrink back is like yikes. So I just wouldn't go isomorphic arms. I'd go mighty guard, and that's it. Then this would end up not being mighty guard, but it would be, what skill do we need? Talons of the Abyss. Or better still, where's Talons of the Abyss? Battle Trumpets. It'd be like Battle Trumpets, and then we pick up Talons of the Abyss here. Then in this window, we want minion damage. More minion damage. Chance for ailments. Fill that up. This is going to be the ES version. Do I want to go minion crit or not? Minion crit locks me into using engulfing flames. But I kind of don't want to use engulfing flames, I'll be very honest with you. But I get it. Like, it's probably one of the better ways to scale my damage, because if every single hit was a crit, then we just be getting free damage off of reaping my, what do you call it? Reaping their empower aura, like their RF, right? But the question is, how strong does that even get? If it gets very strong, then sure, that would work. But if it doesn't, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the assumption that I'm not going to go for it. Then if I so choose, I will spec into it, because right now I'm not even spec into it in the game. So hmm. 18. I honestly feel like there's no point in picking up that node, because like this node probably has something similar, but it's life and ES. So why pick up just ES when you can pick up life and ES? So we'll just go with this for now. All right. All right, let's go into the warlord board. So that would be 48, 24, that's 72. So we just need 28 left. So this would be 3. That's all we need. And then we ignore minion CSR. Minion fire damage is a no-brainer. Same with pen. Minion fire damage, base damage, affliction effects, strength. What is considered my main skill? I think it's my curse. I feel like this would actually be a pretty decent one. It's just, yeah, I'm not gonna go through this to go through that, or to go to get that. So, oh well. I have no idea how many points I have left, but I'm under the assumption that this character right now is ES, and as such, okay, so here we go. Source, which is a no-brainer. Source is kind of a no-brainer, and then here we just get Talons of the Abyss because we're getting Battle Trumpet there. This gives us an easy 50% chance to use enhanced skill. Then here we go Wildfire. And then for here we just go Focus Strike. That was depressing. Oh, this solo queue life. Hey, at least now you know what it's like to solo queue. I wanna ask how did it feel, but I already know what you experienced. How many points do I have? Is this going to let me add infinitely? I think so. I think it's gonna let me add points infinitely, and if it's going to do that, then I have... How many points do we have? Are you 12? Are you sulking in the video games? Is it quite a shit enemies just farming to 70k? You'll... Oh, you'll find way more people like that. Complete man children, the lot of them. But what can you do? That is the mobile experience we're all accustomed to. Does it say how many talent points we have total? Jesus. Anyone know how many? Oh wow, that's huge. Actually, I'm remember considering this ring. It's expensive. Oh, it's not that expensive anymore. Never mind, it is. How much FE do I have? I have 89. I know we get 100 talents from leveling up, but I also know there's way more than that. But I guess the easiest way to do it is to just calculate how many I have now versus how many I will have. So there's 37 in this point. In this, there's 34, and then there's 38. That is 109, and I know I have 5 more ahead of me, so that's 114. And there could easily still be more in path of progression I haven't gotten to, but I just have to assume 114 is the current cap. If we go by the 114, we still have some points to work with. We have 7 points to work with. What are these 7 points going to be? Let's... I kind of want to do this. What is barrier absorption rate? Survival. Where's barrier? There. Absorb hits, secondary and reflected damage equal to this. Absorption rate of 50%. Oh. Okay. So basically the absorption rates, this node right here, would make it so instead of absorbing 50% of the hits that it takes, it is going to absorb 60%. I think that's what this does, which isn't bad defensively. We have 50% chance for enhanced skill. We have 12% here. We plan to go 20% there. 50 plus 12 is 62. Plus 15 is 77. Plus 30 is 107. So that's kind of excessive. So we can potentially make this not work, or this work, if I can get their initial growth to 200, because that gives them 30% plus 50%. That's already 80%, and I just need to find 20% elsewhere, and this is an easy source of 20%. So we actually don't need any source of enhanced skill, but if we get this, we can also get this, which is a lot of minion damage, right? Okay, we'll go with something like this. But then how much ES could we actually get? So this would be what our skills would look like. Let's assume we're not going crits, which it would mean if we aren't going crits, it's skill area, ultimate damage, then number 3 would be minion damage. Okay, so this would then be minion damage. And by going minion damage there, we now have access to like going strength or something. Oh, this is a two-handed sword. You can close that. Yeah. By going minion damage, we can now go like strength, which we do need to use. But I think I said I was going to go chance to use enhanced skill. If I get 30%, or if I get 20% even, I just get 20%. I don't need to get... That settles everything. I don't need to worry about enhanced skills from anywhere. I just need Grow 2, this one. But I could also get 90 strength, and that is a lot of multiplicative damage. But the alternative is being able to go this one, which would get me to 11 nourishment stacks, which is just 15% more damage realistically, because where on it, why did my mouse just go down there? Yeah, this is each stack of nourishment is 15% additional damage. 100% of this is applied to the spirit mage giant nourishments. If I get to 100, this goes to 30%. But anyways, I digress.
You know,
One point is, one stack of nourishment is fine, but if I'm able to, instead of going for
they shatter.
20% here, I go for strength here, then that works. I'll replace cold damage with strength, right? Ultimate equal includes this, and then minion skill level. No, no, no. What am I thinking? Why'd I go minion skill level when I can go pen? %30 pen. Go 60% pen total. And aside pen, I'd go strength. And honestly, I don't think I want to add flat damage to them anymore. The reason I say this is if I'm adding flat damage, you're not getting the full
We're fond of
effect of it. 10 strength.
return once more at nightfall.
And what I mean by that, if I drop, no, I can't drop skill area. Never mind. It's never an option. Because by going flats, it would be good if I could add it to their base ignite damage, but I can't. It's just going to be flat damage. But I guess it's better than nothing at the end of the day. So we'll just switch fire to strength. I think this is the weapon we're going to be going for. And then here we would just go for pen, or yeah, ideally for this we just go for pen. For the rings, we no longer want, because we are going to be dropping this guy.
We have many friends. 1, 2. It's enough.
Oh shit, that's true though. By not going a two-hander, and what I was saying, we're going to be losing an insane amount of affliction effects. Literally 100%, 150%. And keep in mind, if you have no source of affliction effects, this would take you from doing double damage with max affliction to doing 3.5x damage. And if you had like already three like 100% affliction effect, you'll be doing triple damage. This will take you to 4.5%. Like it's a big multi to have this affliction effect. It literally just multiplies it. Like it's just, oh, now you do double damage. Oh, now you do, it's like, now you do 33% more damage. It's like, it's a big more effect. But but I guess what I would say to this is the replacement for affliction effects, the direct replacement, if I choose to go this route,
You know,
is additional damage to ultimates, to their ultimates.
your friends,
Because by getting 120% of that,
but they shatter.
it's doing double damage. It's not quite affliction, but it's the best we have. And then we're stacking affliction effect on the tree. We're getting cataclysm. We already have some other sources of affliction effect, so it's not as effective as if we had no other sources of affliction effect, right? So we're trying to ease it in that regard. Probably don't want to go cooldown reduction. Reaping agony, cataclysm. I'm going under an impression that I'm not going crits, and as such, control would be a huge multiplier. Yeah. Something like this.
We do not understand why a rapidly fading life should dream every
Then
day.
this one would have to be
All those dreams.
memory of discipline. It would have to have +2 hero traits and +2 hero traits at a minimum. At a minimum, it has to have all of that. And then you go this, which would get it to where I am right now, which is 24 stacks. So how much ES am I getting on the tree? Let's go over that real quick. We are getting not the most amount of ES on the tree. Here we're getting 12%, 12%. So that's 24% ES, but I think that's about it. We do get barriers, which would help a lot. We do get some other shit, but like at the end of the day,
We're fond of this.
I think that might be the only ES we currently have. No, we have 9%, 18%, which is 27% on top of that. I feel like I want to get one more cluster, but I like that this plan allows me to get really high amounts of skill area, because by getting, what is this, 63% skill area, we shouldn't have to worry as much for our passive hitting them as we currently do. And then we just go friend nemesis. What is the name of that helmet? Troublemaker. Troublemaker. I don't think I would go belt. Then we get that there. We get Spirit's Magi growth. So by getting 80%, 80 initial growth, 80 initial growth, that's 160.
1, 2.
And then 80 here, that's 240. Then 100 here, 340. Then Nourishment of Life would also give over 100. 107 or 108. So that was 80, 80, 80, 240 plus 100, 340. Plus 48, 380. Well, 388, but I'm going to go to 380. Plus 107, 480. And we already have 100 base, so 580. Which means we can technically give up our amulets. Technically. Yeah, we can give up our amulet in this universe because
You know, the void is not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter on contact.
Warden's breastpin. The moment I choose to go this, I am committing to going crits and going for the T-Jam. I know everything that entails, including dropping control and picking up minion crit chance on our weapon, which would in turn replace strength. And then I'd have to get crit chance, crit chance.
We're fond
I'd have to get crit chance. Where's the other crit chance? Crit chance, crit chance.
return once more.
Then I'd have to get crit chance, crit chance. Which is 3, 6, 12, 18, 18 points investment into crits on the tree. Now I already have 6 of them, so that's 12 extras from where I am. Which means I have to take away 12 points, which might come from my skill area or wherever else, just for that possibility. You know what? I think I just have to get shrink back on the candle. I'll take the L there. Shrink back will come from the candle. Even if I can get an extra level, I think it's worth it. I would give them crit here, crit here. But if I go Warden's Breastpin, here's the problem. There's 2 versions of this. The moment I choose to go Warden's Breastpin and I'm scaling my crits, you know what happens? I'm then incentivized to run a musket, because then I can get CSR on the musket, which would give me CSR and my minions, and they will double dip and get my CSR and get their CSR and my CSD and their CSD. So like then it creates this place where I would then have to go like isomorphic arms, yada yada. And I don't mind it. It's probably going to be good damage when I do get to that point. I guess this should be, I'll update this. No, not yet. For here, it was Magi Growth. It was Energy Shield. It was Sealed Mana Compensation for Energy Fortress. It was Necklace. It was Aura Effects and Sealed Mana Compensation.
You know, the void is not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter.
Aura Effect, Sealed Mana Compensation. So suffix, suffix, prefix, prefix, prefix. So now we're missing the last suffix, which has to be basic, I think, because we have this and this. For advanced, we have this and this. So yeah, it has to be basic. And then we'll just give them a res. Like cold res. Now I can save it. But then I can go RF, Iris, Rit. And then we would be going Warden's Breastpin. It would be Corroded.
Return once more at nightfall.
Cannot deal physical damage. It would be as much CSR and CSD as I can get. Then this would go and become a musket. Personal guards muskets, priceless. Base would be crits if we can. It doesn't look like that's possible, so we just go for pen. So we would then go, first things first, let's look at, I guess, muskets, which is this. Close you. Close you. For the muskets, we would be going
Not understand why a rapidly fading
advanced
dream every day.
base ignites.
Not all those dreams.
So then we want to stack as much of this as possible. So it'd be pen and 2 of them. But in terms of ultimate affix, we just want pen, I guess. Either that or we drop here. Either way, it's this and this for our advanced. So affliction and that. Affliction. Let's move you here so it's easier. Then if I put pen. Then so that is ultimates are done. Because I only want erosion. I don't care about anything else. I could go for additional damage applied to life. I could. But I feel like I'd rather do this, like scale the weapon damage.
You know, the void is not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter on contact.
$190 physical. And then with percent, 100%, that becomes 300 and something physical. It might be worth trying to use this, but my advanced affix is already taken and it's too good to give up on. So yeah, we're done with advanced and ultimates. We also need CSR and CSD. This is the problem now. By going CSR, I'd be dropping this. And then CSD. CSR is advanced, CSD is advanced. So I'd have to drop affliction effects for CSR and CSD. But if we were to go here, let's use this one and go Warden's Breastpin. It can get up to 100%. Okay, so it's not 150, it's 100%. So I don't know why this says 150. It should be 100. It's 100%. So if it's 100% with muskets, then they're getting 360% CSD, which, as we have talked about, would be 10 of these, 12 of these. And if it's 0.015 times 12, that's 0.18, or almost 2 milliseconds. Almost 0.2 seconds of dot damage just from the weapon alone. Then the CSR again, that one would be, the CSR would be 720% CSR, which is an insane amount of CSR. So it's kind of worth it. Kind of worth it because of the double dipping. That's like the biggest thing right now. So if we go CSR, CSD, so that means we would be dropping this. I don't mind dropping this guy, but the moment we drop this, we have no reason to go these anymore. Oh, and that's not bad. Because hear me out. Personal guard, we've dropped this. So that means to replace this guy, we'd be getting crits. And in place of 150% affliction effects. The affliction effect, I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think I'll keep the affliction effect as is. Because, I mean, 0.18% of reap every hit is insane. Like, it's nice. It might mean we don't need reaping agony. And if at any point we can cut out Reaping Agony, this is 0.8 seconds of dot damage every 4 seconds. It has a 4-second cooldown. We aren't scaling Reaping cooldown anymore. So the real best way of reaping is the constant reaps from you. The biggest advantage, I think, when I think about this guy is the hits, because I mean obviously it barely supports, it barely helps the RF aura, but I mean not the, what am I saying, yeah, it is the hit, but not only the hit, it is also the, I just had this in my mind a moment ago, it's not only the hit, it's the lack of cooldown. That's what I wanted to say. This is every single hit, it's going to be repeating for however many seconds we have from CSD. If we can get 2.2 seconds every single hit, it's entirely possible, like our aura, if our aura is doing 10 mil, if we can hit 2 times a second, that is huge. If we can hit 3 times a second, that is huge. And this is for each minion. So this can be a big multi if you're really pushing that reap. But if I go for this guy, then I don't go Reaping Agony. I think that is the balance I need to find. But giving up 150% affliction effect is rough. So let me try to figure out how much affliction effect I already have. Let's figure that out. We already have Warlord. We have 45% affliction effect coming from here. Then we are going to have 15% from every slate. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times 15%, so that's 60%. So without affliction effects here, that's only 160% total affliction effect, or 60% increased affliction effect. With only 60, and that's 60 plus 45, that's 105. So basically for every point of affliction, instead of doing 1 damage, we're doing 3 damage. And you know, so it's currently a times 3 multiplier with just other sources. Which means if we get 150% affliction effect from having 100%, that goes to 200%. So that's 300. That is already a 50% more multiplier. Like whatever damage we're doing, just throw 50% at it. And I think that is really strong. Whereas this and the initial ones were 100% more damage. No. Affliction is 100% more damage. The first 100 increased effect is 50% more, and then next one is I think 33% more damage. Give or take, it's like 33% more damage. So it's still 33% more damage. And this more damage I think also benefits all sources, my RF aura included. So I think I will be going, I think, yeah. My mouse is frozen. Oi. My guy, why are you frozen? I guess we wait for it to turn off. It's off. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we leave CSD and we go affliction effects. So by going affliction, why on earth is it frozen again? What the fuck? Yo, Razor, what on earth is wrong with you right now? I'm just gonna plug it in. I don't have the patience for this. I don't have the patience for this. Oh, now it's skipping. Y'all seen this? Okay, it's done. I'll still get CSD from other sources. I just be missing out on 0.2 CSD. A lot of CSD to miss out on, but it is the only source of affliction effect I can give my minions, and I think that is big. If I can give them that, beautiful, but if not, it's also, it is what it is, right? Okay, so now we have CSR and we have affliction effect as our two advanced affixes of choice. So for the last one, we just go elemental damage, call it a day, or the suffixes at least. Okay, cool. Now for the prefixes, we have pen, and because we don't care about the base damage of the gear anymore, we can go for this guy, which should be just 60% additional damage so long as they don't have ES. And then for the last one, we just go fire. We go flat fire. Flat fire doesn't do much for us though, but I mean, there's nothing else we can do. All the basics are just flat, so might as well just do flat fire. There's nothing else we can do here. So yeah, this I think is the play. This would be the crit play. And then of course for resistances, we'd be getting resistances off of, we no longer need this because flat damage, from my understanding, flats is not going to help. I would like pen on my ring, but I'm not sure if I can roll pen on it, so let's just see. Spirit ring, crafts. Pen is an ultimate affix, but currently my ultimate affixes include minion crits and growth. Those are my current ultimate affixes. Then for advanced affixes, I have added fire, but in reality I shouldn't have added fire. I should just go strength. I'd rather go strength than that. I think I also go CSD as my second one, right? So with CSD, growth, and CSR, this is full. And then here is just, what are we getting? ES. How am I getting armor? Because I need basics? I mean, in that case, we just go for minion damage, I think. Because this is an ES variant, right? It'd just be this. It'd be priceless dream interpretation. One at a time. For here, spirit major initial growth, dream interpretation. Okay, cool. I mean, I assume you can have them together, but... Oh, minus? The downside of this would be... minus damage. That doesn't affect me in the slightest. And then the second ring will follow this suit. I want to stay away... I would like to stay away from, what do you call it? I'd like to stay away from, I guess, filling up my resistances. Where can I fill up my resistances? If both rings are taken up in this very same way, resistances would be 1. Like, I'm not going to use the belt. I think that's overkill. So 1, 2, 3. Is that it? That's the entirety of my source of resistances. 17 fire cold. Let's say this has lightning fire and this has lightning cold. That would be 17, 17, 17 for each one, and as such 17 times 3 is 51. So we still need a source of res, of like double res on the ring, elemental and erosion. That means I do indeed need resistances elsewhere. And I think the play is to drop friend nemesis. I would rather have troublemaker than, I guess, friend nemesis, really, because this gives I guess some form of explode, but realistically they're not going to be defeated from critical strikes, so it is what it is. But they're going to have additional damage based on every 100 growth, and I think even without this guy we still get to 500 growth, because this gives them 100 growth with the mini tough guy buff. That's 200 because they start at 100 pace. So let's just start from there. 200, so that's this. The amulet, we're not using that. So these two will give 80%. So 80 initial growth. We're going to ignore the base affix and dream interpretation, even though they are valid sources. We're going to ignore it for now. 200 plus 160, that is 360. Rings have been taken into account. What else is there? Nourishment, 107. We're going to say 100. 460. Then I guess we just throw in a base affix, not base affix, a dream interpretation or two, and then we call it a day. Alternatively, of course, there's the whole removing breast pain, but we can't remove breast pain. We could also just leave friend nemesis in there. Don't want to do that. So we're going to double dream interpretation initial growth, and that would be easy source because that's an extra 64%, or initial growth because like 64 to 32. So then that would be 64, and that pushes us from 460 to 520. By going over the edge, we get the extra 25% additional damage and additional skill area and all of that good stuff. So then we would have a base of 520 growth, and then of course from there we can still, if we wanted to, scale growth even more, because it's still going to give skill area if we wanted to, but who cares, past that. Yeah, so I think that's a plan. We can actually drop this and still be good. So we're gonna drop this for an ES chess piece. Requires level 86. Where are you at? I saw 82. Guess I just used that one. Yeah, I think this is the one people have been using. Then we're just gonna go energy, double energy shield. I know these are both base affixes, so I don't need to really sweat it. Then I would like physical damage conversion. Could look at this, but oh fuck. We either convert 20% of our damage, or we go for max ES, multiplicative max ES. I don't know if this is a local mod is the only thing, but I think I'd go with max ES. Then our second one, are we gonna stack aura effect, or are we gonna go dot damage taken? This is the real question right now. I would like to go attack and spell CSR because breastpin. Okay, let's do this. Let me ask on Torchlight's Discord and see if anyone has an answer. Those wardens, breast pins, mod. What's the mod again? Percent of crits. Minions. Also scale with transfer, attack and spell, critical strike rating, or does it have to be generic crit strike rating? Hopefully we get an answer eventually, but depending on the answer, we might go for crits, we might go for something else, but either way we're going to have aura effect for now. If we find out that we can, then we know we do elsewhere. But aura effect also gives us more ES, so more for it. This is 27%. Why am I getting up to 40 something percent? I don't know. Either way, take the lower one because it's more likely. Then we go double resist. Resists. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And for the resists we need 1, 2, 3 for each element. So fire needs 3, erosion. So but with 3 elements that's 9. Erosion needs 3, so that's 12. And then we need one that would do a hybrid. So a ring would have to have a hybrid erosion that's cap all of them. So that would be 3 for fire, 3 for cold, 3 for fire, 3 for cold, 3 for lightning, and then 3 for erosion. And then 1 for the hybrid. So that's 13. I need 13 spaces, and one of them is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So without aura effect, I just barely have. I then have enough resist if I max roll everything. I don't like that. Maybe we look for resist on the tree. Maybe that's the play. I could also just find resist like here, to be honest, like somewhere here. That's also another option. I refuse to give up on humanity. We go again. Was that your second game? How did it go? Hopefully better than the first. Hopefully. I would really like aura effect, I'll be honest. Oh wait, this gives resistances. I forgot. Never mind. If this is giving 8% resistance, then realistically we only need wait a second. Wait a second. This is 27%. So we only need 2 of each, really. If we say 25 on average is what I accept, or because it's a tier 1 affix, let's say 20. What's 19 and 27 is a difference of 8. So 4, that's 23. If we say 23 is the average, that means 23 times 2, 46. Okay, okay. Okay, so if we get generic 9 here, then everything can take 2. Is what it sounds like. So we're going to go 2 for everything. 2, 2, 2. That puts us at 46 on average, right? Then we have 1. 2, 2, 2, that's 6. 6 suffixes already gone. Then we use 1 for elemental to get it to the point where we can then use the erosion one. So that's 1. 2, 2, 2, 1, 7. Then erosion will take 3. That's 10. But then we have no need for the hybrid if we go 3 erosion. So we would have to shoot for like a high roll erosion to give those 2. With a high roll erosion, we would only use 2. That'd be over 50, and then we can go for the hybrid, and that completes it. So again, so it kind of is 7, it's like 9ish 10 that we actually need. So I can fit aura effect if I so choose. So I will put aura effects, but I just need to have it at the back of my mind that I might need to, you know, I might need to do something else, you know. I might need to. Where are you at? At this point, with 60% pen coming from here, do we need more pen? I mean, pen is never a bad idea. Skill area is also never a bad idea. Probably aura effect or something, I don't know. Probably pen. All right, let's save this to crits. There we go. All right, with all this planning done, let's get back into the game. I think I am settled, and I think I will keep the gun. This is going to be the intermediate setup where it's going to be main hand weapon damage, base ignite. But eventually we want to upgrade when we have access to ultimate affixes. Then we want to dump all of these, you know, when we have access to our, what was it again? Our Warden's breast pins and our mini tough guys, and you know, everything we have basically. When we go ES, we're going to have a lot of changes to make. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dump the swords, not the swords, these 2 in here, because they were our most recent upgrades. All right. I think this is the version we're gonna end up with, going crits as well as just scaling with Warden's breastpin and all of that good stuff, and going for the noble gem. That is eventually where we want to be. And again, by doing this setup, CSD is important, by the way, so we need to make sure we have enough CSD coming from different sources. Where am I supposed to get CSD from? I think my gloves are supposed to give me CSD. I need to figure out CSD as well, though. I mean, we get a good chunk on the tree. We get like 45% here. Speaking of which, we need to restructure this tree. So that we can actually fit in all the rating and crits we can. Where are we going to get points from? All signs.
Many friends. 1, 2. It's enough.
All signs points to you, but let's just look around. I guess all signs don't point to you. Okay, we just took 3 points from there. Maybe not you, but rather we need to put it here. Because we need to see minion. Oh, never mind. It's all just CSR rather, because like this is 15% CSD. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's okay, you know. And I guess the same thing goes for here. Instead of this minion fire damage, we go for
We're fond of this sky. The stars that vanish at dawn return once more at nightfall.
like that. That way we have 15% coming from here, 15% coming from here. And then 45% coming from here. Yeah. That sounds about right. But with all that CSR, it might just be worth it for us to go CSD here. Like if there's any situation where we have to switch from CSR to CSD, it should be here. We're going to lose a shit ton of CSR for it, but we're going to get a ton of reap for it. They got a lot of reap time. So if we can cap our crits elsewhere, CSR, because I think CSR is in much more abundant quantities elsewhere. So let's do some quick maths. We get 45 plus 15 plus 15 plus 60 plus 60. That's 195% CSD coming from like here, coming from here, coming from the more obvious places, right? Yeah, just coming from the more obvious places. 195. Give or take. We could still get some more from here, but we're going off of 195. With 195, where are gloves? Gloves might also have some CSD to contribute to it. But in any case, this is 195, and for every 30, that's 0.14. So divided by 30 times 0.015. So we have 0.09 or almost 0.1 seconds with every current hit that it applies. Now if we add 0.18, we quickly go to 0.27, and 0.18 is just switching this from CSR to CSD. So if we can make do with this being CSD, if we can actually make do with this, we'd have like almost 0.3 seconds of reap every crits, every hit. So if it all depends on if we can get to 100% crit chance or not. And if we can, then this becomes CSD. If not, this becomes CSR. We'll see. In any case, we just save this. Crit Iris. Okay. Let's actually do some mapping. We now have a game plan. Okay, my controller is not working. It's been kind of iffy for a bit. I also haven't figured out completely the defenses on that one, but that build has precise seal conversion to put energy fortress on my life, as well as regular seal conversion to put movement speed on my life. Then all we'd have on our mana is our mages. We would have mages. We would have offensive spells as well, and maybe if we can fit in enough spell damage compensation, we might be able to fit in yet another offensive spell, which would also be a big multiplier, because I know there's one for elemental like additional elemental damage, and I know there's one for specifically fire. And then cooldown wise, I actually haven't figured out cooldowns yet. It's 8 seconds base, and I know every single time the auto attack, it removes 0.4% of their cooldown for every stack of nourishment they had when they threw the attack, or something like that. Something like that anyways. Like, you know, so I was like, am I lagging? What is going on? Why did they just stop by there then? Then the fighter was like, oh. It's like, oh, now it makes sense. Oh, I still have cooldown reduction equipped. I don't know if I want to go cooldown reduction. I know Talons of the Abyss at 540 should be giving me like 13% additional CDR, something like that. Should be giving like 13%, give or take. If it's giving 13%, and I have CDR, I'm going to be shooting ultimates very often. Very, very often. I think that might honestly be the play. Cooldown reduction takes the spot of Reaping Agony, and because this is a crit version, I'm not going to be going Warden. I'm not going to be going Reaping Agony, because we already kind of have that taken care with the T gem, and because we have the T gem, let's just take away Reaping Agony and let's put cooldowns. Yeah, I think that's a big damage multiplier in and of itself. It's genuinely 20% more damage, because they would be using the ultimate 20% faster, right?
That world is not scary. It's just a long, long journey of loneliness.
Actually, it's a bit more, because when they say plus to support skills, okay. I still need to figure out the terminology in these games, because this game kind of has weird terminology. There's support skills, there's support gems, there's like, I kind of still need to figure them out.
Final moments like that. Some are friends, some
But anyways, we're going to have a lot of cooldown recovery between having CDR and having our enhanced skill do what our enhanced skill is supposed to do, and then having like we're going to have a lot of cooldown recoveries at TLDR. So that means we should be able to throw out ultimates like every like 2 seconds or something. If I were to do the math real quick, I'll have to open this thing to make sure. Oh shit, it has 2 legendaries. Oh! It has fervor and movement speed. And it also has these 2 slates. Oh, it's just check, bruh, really? I will put you... I'll put you up for 50. 40. Hopefully it sells. I think it will. Because if I look here, it's movement speed per 8 fervor rating and then fervor. There's this synergy there, and oh my lord, never mind. Let's put this for 100 and hopefully it sells. How much FE do I have? I imagine I have 89. Not bad. Could be better, but not bad. I need to do the league mechanic so I can actually make money.
Don't worry. That world is not scary. It's just a long, long time. We've witnessed
Nice.
many final moments like that. Some were options.
There's also just the universe where instead of going for the tree we went for, we go for the warlock, I believe it's called. The one that gives a lot of levels to support skills, which gives them a lot of levels as well. And the reason we would want to potentially go for that one is, what do you call it? I just had a major brain fart. Well, a big reason we would want to go for it, you know what? I don't think it's from there actually. I don't know where exactly, but there is a tree that makes ES more tolerable to deal with on like someone else, because we don't have access to like the channeled one that makes you so your energy shield always charges. And you don't want a situation where energy shield is just never charging, because dots are like your biggest weakness. And force start can only, you know, start so often. So once I'm done with this map, we're going to go back to the theory again.
the code. Recall his death.
All right, back to the tab. There is a board that I'm trying to remember. I do not exactly remember, but it exists. Oh, this is only 4-2. Okay, duly noted. Uh Energy shield. You know what it is? Let's go to hyperlink and let's search energy shield.
We do not understand why a rapidly fading life should dream every day. I've had those dreams.
What is this? I don't know what corroded energy shield is. I think it's this one, Barrier of Radiance. Where is Barrier of Radiance found? Yeah, I can get Barrier of Radiance there. How much is it going for? Trade House, Legendary Divinity Slates, Pedigree, search. It's cheap too. So if I can get this, what would I be giving up? Battle Trumpets. Which is either battle... Oh god. I'd have to give up like 50% chance to use enhanced skill. And if I give up 50% chance, then how do I make up for it? I can go on the tree and get a few percent here and there. I already planned on using this, so this is... I can't count it. I can't make up for the 50%. No, without reworking the build. So how do I... So what's, I guess, talent has this should be the question. Talent, overview. It's not Warlock, right? Off the beaten track, indifference. Yeah, it's not Warlock. I think it's Psychic. Psychic rings a bell. No, it's not. Okay, it must be Elementalist. This also rings a bell. It's not. Is this the one that has the channel skill? Yeah, it is. It is the one. So that's why it rings a bell. There it is. Barrier of Radiance. So if I were to go this guy, I would start off with life ES. I would still have nothing minion related, so I'd still go Jesus. There's nothing minion related here, my guy. It's just not even possible. Like, there's genuinely nothing minion related here. So that's Magister, Goddess of Knowledge, Legacy. There is nothing. Okay. I mean, in that case, what can we do? The answer is nothing. If only. Because here's the problem. This is the problem. Without Talons of the Abyss, we no longer have access to CDR, which is big. And of course, there's still the additional damage you get from 20 growths, which would be giving us, at this point of over 500, we'd be getting like 25 to like 27% additional damage, which is nice. It's very nice. But even more so, the CDR, we'd be losing over like 12% to 13% additional CDR, which is big. We want them to have as much CDR as they can possibly manage, so that they are spamming their ultimate as much as they possibly can. So this is too good to let go of, basically. I forgot to take Mighty Guard into account because I have 40 growth there. But yeah, I do think having an ES build with
many friends. 1, 2,
with that's I guess whatever of Radiance, Barrier of Radiance. Having this would be an insane it would be an insane damage multiplier, not damage, defense multiplier, because we would just have whatever ES we have permanently up, so long as we can get 4 starts to be up permanently as well. Like, so long as we can get his cooldown to under 4 seconds, we're chilling. We would be chilling in that situation.
Not truly empty. You can meet your friends there on occasion, but they shatter
on contact. How can I make up for 50% Magi hits enhanced skill chance? I'd have to get 6% here, then 18% here. I'd have to level this up to at least 3. Because, just real quick, I'm gonna pull it up. Oh, jeez. I guess this can give up to 35, so I need to get this to like 25, 30. I'll say 20, I'll keep it at 20 just to make it, just so I know I can be a cheapskate and still make it through. But I would need to then put 18 plus 6 is 24%. Now they have a base of 30 because they have they are past the growth mark. They have a base of 30, right? With a base of 30 and they have 20 coming from here, that's 50 already. Cool. 50. Let's go from there. We need to get 50 extra. This would be 24. That puts us at 74. Then we would have to go for 12%, which puts us at 24, 84, I think. No, it was 74. It puts us at 86 rather. We still have 14% left to cover that we just have no solution for. Where's Elemental Duo? Jesus, did I really forget Elemental Duo? The real thing I wanted to remember was...
We have many friends. 1, 2. It's enough.
Savage growth is additional damage per 1 point of... So at 100 points, that's 2% additional. At 500, that's 8% additional. But this would also give them 150 additional growth. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... It's easier to just find it here, really. Harvest time, I think. This would be 15% chance for enhanced. It would be empowered duration, and it'd be 14% additional damage. This would clean up the remaining 80. It would take us from 86 to 100%. It allows us to not use the 50%. It allows us to then use but then what would we give up? I don't want to give up anything else. You know? I don't want to give up cooldown reduction, but it looks like we might have to. I don't want to give up cooldown reduction though. But yeah, it looks like you might have to be here. But by doing all of that and getting the barrier of radiance, I would be a very, very comfortable ES build. I mean, to be fair, because I'm going God of Might, i.e. Warlord, or never mind. We don't have Spirit Magi stuff here, so you know what I was going to say. I was going to say maybe I can get it here, but it wouldn't be on this slate, it'd be on this one. So unless I want to mix up the affliction effect with this guy to then make it so I have some more skill area, some more cooldown recovery, but then also some more chance, like, you know, the 6% is coming from here. I think it's 6%, right? Yeah, 6%. Unless I wanted to do that, it just isn't an option. But I can't get it on the pedigree. So I go Barrier of Radiance and then Enhanced Skill. Make sure it's a 6% one. That could help save some points. But like, how many points will it really save? Just at most 1. I already plan on getting... You know what I plan on doing? If I can get Ignite's chance on every single one, the Warlord's Ignite chance 10%. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 40% Ignite chance. that would make it so I do not even need to spec into this, and then I can maybe play around with that. But I think that is the play. I think that might be the play. And instead of going, I'll just rather go cooldown recovery reduction here. Cooldown reduction would help my damage more than the enhanced attacks that I would gain by using the support gem. What's important here is I could be at like 86% enhanced attacks, and yeah, enhanced attacks still give, you know, enhanced attacks would still give this. I think it's here, it says it would still give like 0.5% cooldown I think the way this works is 0.5 times 10, which is 5%, right? So if they are at max nourishment, it's reducing by 5% with every enhanced attack. So 5%, 8 times 0.05 is 0.4 seconds. So every enhanced attack they do just removes this from the timer, just 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, to the point where if they use 10 of these, they've removed half of it. But like, you know. Yeah. I think we go with that setup. We try to make up for the remaining chance. Where is it? We try to make up for the remaining chance to use enhanced skill. You know, we go these 6 points, meaning we have to find 6 points to go, which is unideal to say the least. And I don't want to give up like 54% minion damage. I don't want to give that up. But at this point, that might be the play, or maybe this is what is more likely to be. Maybe I just drop the CSD scaling on one of these, like these 3 points, on both of them actually, because it's still just 15%. It's like 15 CDR. If I can live without the crits damage, then I can do something like this, something like this. That takes us from 50%, which we are already going to have, into a 74% chance. I mean, that's a 3 attacks out of 4 should and use any enhanced version. That's close enough. We don't have to get closer. I would rather have the cooldown reduction here, which this would be 8 divided by 1.22, which already shaves off 1.5 seconds just by virtue of this being here. If it's a bit higher, then, you know, whatever. Now if we were to say 8 divided by 1.22 times 1.12, we'd be at 5.8 seconds cooldown, and then we just rely on enhanced attacks to take it the rest of the way, so they can use it a bit more frequently. Like genuinely, if in the span of 2 seconds, let's say they attack 4 times, that would mean they've already reduced it by 1.2 seconds. So then that'd be minus 3.2 instead. And if we minus 3.2, you only have 2 seconds left, which is another. And then of course they would still hit enhanced and yada. So at the end of the day, we might end up in a situation where it actually has like a 4-second cooldown, maybe 3.5, but then they are using it a bit more frequently, which, I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? Beggars cannot be choosers. Because actually we can, because if it's 3.5, the ignite duration is 4 seconds base, and we're not scaling that. So We also just need to make sure we're not overwriting our cooldown. So this is actually very good without all these CDR. So we do want to hard send Affliction at this point. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. We might even reduce the chance to enhance and then just go for crit, but I think I like the chance to enhance as is. Yeah, so this is going to be what we end up shooting for, I think. It makes sense to me. That's all that matters. That's really all that matters. So we're gonna run one more map, and then I think we call it a day because tomorrow is gonna be a longer stream.
Return once more at nightfall.
My control has been kind of acting up since yesterday. I don't know what's up with it.
Perhaps we can be friends once you return to this.
You're dead.
We witnessed many final moments. Some were our friends. Some were
I forgot to do the league mechanic all day. Like all stream.
Don't worry. We're still making preparations.
Honestly, I would also still just overall like to have what's it called? I would like to have increased AoE for them as well, like just because AoE just feels good on them. That's one affix I'm going to miss when I
Scary.
without scaling the minion wand.
Don't worry. We're still making preparations. The wind will blow away all traces of your existence. We've witnessed many
All
final
right.
moments like that.
Okay. I think this is a good place to call it. We're going to the TLDR of what I'm going to do before tomorrow, if I do anything, is I'm going to be trying to farm for candles plus one minimum channel stack candles to be precise. We're going to be trying to do that, and once we do that, oh yeah, I forgot. We're not going to forget to do this. I keep forgetting, but we have this to do. It's very easy to forget. We're going to do the challenge, and then before we end stream. The consistent damage is melting him. We're going to actually shred our record at this point. We've beaten our record already. He's actually attacking faster. Y'all seen this? Use your back, please. Thank you. What the fuck? Beautiful. That puts us at 781. We just got a shit ton of rewards. We literally went from a cap of 600 to a cap of 780. Beautiful. Beautiful. Rankings, we're up to rank 13 on the challenges. This should tell you we just got a ton of damage. We just did. And we're going to keep scaling very quickly now, because the reason we hadn't been scaling before was I had to save up for a couple big upgrades that would just give me consistent DPS. And now that I have the consistent DPS, we can now go ahead and start scaling the actual damage portion of it to then keep going up. Tomorrow we're going to do the boss showdown, because I know I haven't done these, and I know there's 20 of them, so it should be fun. Before I'm done with the season, hopefully we're able to finish, you know, everything here. Hopefully we're able to finish everything. That is my absolute goal at the end of it. Anyways, with that, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Not same time, much earlier. I'm gonna be on for longer. So till then, good night.